Hey guys, I'm back again. Sorry I missed last week, but I was super sunburnt from the 4th of July weekend at the lake, and I was going to wait a few days, but then it just started peeling, and it was super gross, and it was kind of a disaster, so I just went ahead and skipped last week and just started fresh this week. On Facebook, I asked you guys what you wanted to see in my next video, and I got a ton of different requests, and that all included from like foundation to eyes to liner to all different kinds of things. And so I thought maybe the best way to do it would be do a series of videos, because I don't really want to do a whole face video because it would be like 30 minutes long and I don't want to bore you guys. I'm going to break it up into a few different videos. So this one's going to be my foundation video. So it's just going to be like a blank canvas, how to do that. And then next week I can move on to like contouring and highlighting. And then we can go into eyes and just things like that and get more in depth. So this week I'm going to be doing foundation, concealer, and powder. Before I ever put anything on my face, I always wash my face and I always moisturize. And if you guys, I recently fell in love with a skincare brand, and if you guys would want to hear more about it, then I would be happy to do a video, but just let me know. But before I start my makeup, I'm super oily, especially in the summer. My T-zone gets super shiny, super oily. So the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. And I spray this all over my face, and then I let it dry, let it set in, and then I go in with a primer. And the primer is something that I'm a huge believer in primer, because for me, I have big pores, especially around right here. And like I said before, I'm oily, and I'm huge on texture in my skin. I want my texture to be even, and so that's what a primer is really good for. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer in the Pore Minimizing. It's not my absolute favorite. My absolute favorite is made by Makeup Forever. But this one is the one I'm using now, and I love it. Look, there's nothing horrible to say about it. I just like the Makeup Forever one just a little better, but it is pretty pricey. And to be honest with you, I've never fallen in love with a drugstore primer, so I don't really have one to show you guys like the cheaper end of the spectrum for that, because I don't really love them. Okay, with foundations, today I'm going to show you two different foundations. I'm going to show you one on the lower end of the price range and one on the higher end, but these are my two top that I use on a regular basis. For the less expensive end is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte, and this one is the one that I will be using later on in the video. And you can get this at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, pretty much any drugstore. And I will list the price below. I'm not sure. I think it ranges from like $12 to $13, somewhere around in there. I think that it gives a super flawless finish. I feel that I don't ever feel like it slides on my face. It gives a medium coverage, and I love it for summer and for oily girls. For the higher end foundation, I really like the MAC Studio Face and Body. This foundation it's a water-based foundation, so there's no oil in it. It's super lightweight. Again, you can't really feel it on your face. For this one, I do need to set it with a powder because it does leave me dewy, which I don't really love that, so I set it with a powder on top. I've used this a ton of times on my clients for like senior pictures, proms, and for brides, because it photographs beautifully. There's no flashback to it, and it looks really natural on the skin. And whenever you put just one coat of it on, it's a super sheer coverage, but it's buildable, so you can just keep adding coverage until you get, and it doesn't make it cake face, but you can get the coverages you desire. So I would say it goes from like a sheer coverage to like a medium to full coverage. I don't know if you can get super full coverage out of it. I do love this foundation. I've never had anybody break out from me using it because of it being water-based. I don't really have issues with anybody saying that foundation broke me out or that it was too heavy. Very blendable, very lightweight, and I really, really like this one. For concealers, I have three. I have two drugstore and one high-end. Both of my drugstore ones are Maybelline. This one is the Age Rewind. It has a little sponge on the end of it. With this one, I feel like it gives a super flawless coverage. Whenever you put it on, it looks very skin-like. It doesn't, it's not drying, it's pretty moisturizing, but it's not the fullest of coverage. This is the Maybelline Master Conceal, and it is a pretty full coverage. Again, I feel that it's pretty moisturizing because down here can be kind of dry, and so I like that it's pretty moisturizing, and it gives a really clean finish. I feel like it doesn't budge throughout the day on all concealers, but definitely the more of the creamy ones, I definitely set them with a powder, because if not, they will crease under your eyes for sure. So these are my two drugstores, and I'll list prices below on these. Okay. For my high-end concealer, I like the MAC Pro Longwear. It's very full coverage. It stays in place all day long. I have no problem with it ever budging at all. It has a technology in it that's supposed to be creaseless. I do agree that I never have any creasing as long as I set it with a powder. Now for powder, I kind of mentioned this earlier, it's the Coty Airspun facial powder, and I really do like this. And again, I feel like that it's a great setting powder, but the smell of it is super strong. I know I have some clients that have issues with smells, like give them headaches and stuff like that, which it goes, after you use it, it goes away. It doesn't linger at all. This is pretty much the only setting powder that I use. Sometimes I'll use like the Maybelline Dream Matte powder, but this one I feel gives me more of a flawless finish, and there's no flashback in photography, which is always a plus.
Okay, so now I'm going to be demonstrating the products that I was just previously talking about. Right now I'm going to go in with a Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing Primer. I'm putting that on all my problem areas where I get oily and where I have large pores to help fill them, so my foundation sets a little more flawlessly and doesn't sink into those pores. Next I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Pro Matte Infallible Foundation. I'm going to put that on a beauty blender, and I work one side at a time because it dries super fast and I don't want it to be blotchy and unblendable, so I just go one side at a time. I put like one squirt in my beauty blender, and then I just take that and pounce that all over my face. A damp beauty blender, by the way. Pounce it all over my face until I think that it's totally blended. I drag it down my neck a little, and I make sure and just kind of go over all my creases and lines and all that stuff, so then that way I do get full coverage on it. And then I take another squeeze on my beauty blender, and then I start on the other side. And I do the exact same thing, just kind of pounce it all over my face, make sure I'm blending it out pretty quickly. I move pretty fast so then it doesn't dry on me. And then I take it down my neck. I don't really focus too much underneath my eye because then I go in with concealer later, so I'm not worried about getting it totally underneath my bottom lid. So then I make sure it's blended down my neck. And right here I know the foundation looks a little yellow, but it's just the lighting and it works perfectly later on. Next, I'm going with the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I'm taking it right on the end of my beauty blender on the pointed part, and I'm going to put it right underneath my eyes. And the beauty blender is shaped perfectly so then it can kind of get in there in all my crevices on my eyes and help me conceal all the darkness on the inner corner of my eye. And you want to just keep blending until it's totally flawless, until you don't see any harsh lines. You want your concealer to melt into your foundation. And you can take the fat end of the beauty blender and start pouncing it around like I'm doing here, making sure it's nice and blended. You want to make sure that you're applying your concealer in an upside down triangle, because like I'm saying here, if you put it just on the dark circle underneath your eye, you're going to get a reverse effect and you're just going to get like a white circle. So you want to bring it down to balance out the brightness, so you can go from like underneath your eye down to almost your nose. So after you blend your concealer out the way you like it, I always set my concealer so like I said, you don't get any creasing, and it looks flawless. Now I'm taking the Coty Airspun powder that I told you about before. I'm taking it on this tapered fluffy brush and I'm patting it into my concealer. You don't want to swipe because you don't want your concealer to move, so you just kind of push it into your skin and it's going to set it to where not going to budge on you for the rest of the day.
Thank you guys for watching, and I also wanted to thank you guys for your positive feedback that I've received over the past couple of weeks. I'm really amazed with the support that I've gotten. I'm almost up to 800 views in my last video, and I honestly thought I would get maybe like 100. So I'm super taken back by all of you guys' praise that you've been giving me, and I just want to say thank you, and hopefully I can keep it up. You guys are awesome, and the support that you're giving me is making me want to keep doing this. So I look forward to filming my next video, and thanks for watching. Oh, and by the way, if you like my new little kimono, you should check out my friend's boutique, hippittyboutique.com. I'll link them below.
So fast today, and today's a good day. It's a good day.
It's Jesus.
Oh, Harry Potter. Oh, stop. Blame it on Jesus.
If I do this intro here.
Okay.
Hey, everybody.
I would watch. Hooked. Subscribe.
Hook, line, sinker.
Okay, we're gonna listen to music now.
Okay, bye.
Bye. This is fierce. Your makeup's on point. Just
I have on pajama pants.
nobody can see them though. Okay.
Maybe I should wear this.
But your makeup's so good. Let me cover up everything that I did.
Hey everybody. This is the hardest part. I'm so nervous.
You talked to the whole. I can't.
You know, like the little guys that like live in the locker on Men in Black.
Yeah.
I feel like they're in the camera judging me when I go to talk. Like they're all
Like you
staring
got a
at
little Indian
me.
in the cupboard.
There are people outside the window. Oh my god, there are men right there. I swear. They're gonna judge
You
me.
do have Indians in the cupboard.
Oh my god, they're gonna judge me, Heath. See, that scared me.
I still think they should tell you if they're gonna
Should
be
I
in
call
your-
Tony for suggestions on which video? Oh, the struggle's real. I ask suggestions for what video guys. What? It's not right. Ask. Get your hand off your face.
Hakuna Matata.
Oh my gosh. Okay, perfect.
You're fearfully and wonderfully made. Jesus loves you.
It's perfect.
I'm not crooked. There's no shadowy.
There's no shadowy. You want just your head?
I mean, I want it like from
hold
probably
on.
like here.
Okay, yeah, it's
Or
a little
like
high.
where it's at.
It's a little high. Right there. It's a little crooked. It's right there. That's really good. You make up some point.
Is it crooked?
No.
It looks crooked.
Well, it's not.
You sure?
I promise. It's not crooked. It looks really good.
I don't know if you're Russell Brand or like Queen Elizabeth.
Well, make me Queen Elizabeth.
It's crooked.
It's not crooked. You're in the. You can't. How can you see yourself?
I can.
You can't. There's not a screen. Hold on.
I can see in the mirror.
It is not crooked. You're in the middle of the frame.
But I mean, like, is it sitting tilted like this?
Oh.
Oh my god.
No. No, you're not.
The camera is sitting like this.
It looks good. I don't think you're crooked.
It's not crooked.
Okay, if I film this and it's crooked.
We'll just start all over. It's not crooked. I got astigmatism though.
Does that matter?
I don't know.